The best moms in fantasy? Charity Carpenter in the Dresden Files. Lady Patience in the Farseer trilogy. Elaine of Myndelon is a pretty good mom in the Protector of the Small series. Cordelia Vorkosigan is also an excellent mom, as is Drow Koudelka from Bujold's Vorkosigan saga, technically SF. Here's a non-traditional answer, but I'll stand by it. Mrs. Frisbee in the book of The Secret of H. Here we have a character who is, objectively speaking, completely helpless. First of all, she's a mouse, but even compared to the other animals she encounters like rats, shrews, and crows, she's puny. She's also not particularly intelligent, lacking the enhancements that her husband Jonathan, Mr. Ages, and the rats of NMH have had, so she often doesn't understand what's really going. Amusingly, I was going to recommend Amina al-Sarafi. I like that she's a mom, but her entire life doesn't revolve around mothering. Obviously Molly Weasley comes to mind, but now I am sitting here thinking about mothers often do not play a big enough role in fantasy. They are more often than not more of a background character for the main protagonist. Sword of Kagan is the only story I can think of in the last few years where the mother was central to the plot. Well, I guess there was Mother and Daughter of Crows, but that is not one we want to think about on Mother's Day. Nanny Ogg from Discworld. I've always loved Clara Callium from Daniel Abraham's The Dagger and the Coin. The main character in the Gwyn novel's Fury of the Gods is a mother, Orca, and a damn good one at that. She works tirelessly till all corners of the earth for her kid. Bit bloodier than what's been mentioned so far though. No, what happened to the comment about Catelyn Stark? I had questions. Silence Montaigne in Shadows for Silence in the Forests of Hell. Granted, we don't see much of her as a mother, but I always loved Navani from Stormlight Archive. Despite being extremely religious, she never stops caring for Jasna, even if she is a heretic. Cordelia from the Vorkosigan saga is amazing. Megan Moretti in Apocalypse Parenting. She spends a good portion of the books actively parenting/developing her children's skills. Oddly enough, I'm overwhelmingly thinking of surrogate moms/non-traditional moms. Palgra, the sorceress. Rachel the dragon. Nanny Slag. For a straight-up mom, how about Catherine Murray? Essen from the Broken Earth is a mom, but I'm not sure we call her a really good mom. Zamira Drakasha. Red Seas Under Red Skies. Kembrel from The Last Hour Between Worlds comes to mind. She's balancing single motherhood, capricious fae, and carving out some time and purpose for herself. She's a recovering workaholic learning to set boundaries for the good of her kid. She doesn't do much mom-ing on screen, but the woman is always thinking about her daughter. And her really good boots. Obligatory Molly Weasley. If we interpret best as in most fecund and producing the most ferocious offspring, then it is a toss-up between Ungoliant and Shub-Niggurath. Adoptive mom but Phaedra from the Kushiel series went to the depths of hell to get her kid. Misaki from Sword of Kaigen. I may be biased since it's my favorite book, but I felt so touched by her inner monologue about her kids, I started feeling maternal to them. For me, the best mom is Sarah from Raven's Shadow and Raven's Strike by Patricia Briggs. The early stuff of Patricia Briggs is not urban fantasy, and is so much more interesting than the Mercy series MO. The Grimoire Grammar School book is on my to-read list. I hope to get to it soon. That title is everything. Nia Gordon in Darkest Part of the Forest is shown as an exceptional mother. While only a side character, she was very memorable. In her introduction, minor spoiler, her kid is kidnapped by Fae and replaced with a changeling. She gets her kid back and refuses to give the changeling back to his birth mom, raising them as twins, because in her words, no one who is willing to abandon their child like that should be a parent. Al's second Protector of the Small. Such great parents. Kate Daniels C. Elvira from Ascendance of a Bookworm. Honestly, whole series has some excellent parental figures throughout. Alana, the awesome protagonist in multiple Tamora Pierce novels, also becomes a pretty awesome mom as well. Chili and Bandit, Healer. That universe has to count as fantasy, right? Just because it's ostensibly aimed at 5-year-olds doesn't make it not a fantasy.